Hello, in this episode, we are debunking Nana Akua's recent show on GB News. Her claims paint Meghan as a ruthless, self centered figure, but how much of it is really true? And remember Bren Brown, who is the ultimate empathy guru? She says that in her research, she found that the kindest people have the strongest boundaries. I highly encourage you to read that, and that statement alone was really profound. That to be kind, you have to have strong boundaries, otherwise, it doesn't work out. So I think Meghan just really has strong boundaries, and they perceive that as ruthlessness, selfishness, and that's simply not true. She's a person who took care of her family and her well being first, like anyone else would have in the situation she was put in. So let's break down her 8 minute show, for which, of course, she must have been paid. And what is consistent across all these talking heads is the same subjects that they discuss: the bullying allegations, they discuss the mental health advocacy, they discuss disaster tourism, and they discuss her new show, basically saying, oh, it's probably not true, she's not that popular. But none of that is true. So let's talk about the bullying allegations first. Nana Akua refers a Vanity Fair article that is written by Camilla Tomini. It was written anonymously and has like unverified sources and gossip. And yet, everyone seems to be okay with not knowing who the source of these complaints are. We have to figure out and hold these people accountable to get the names of the people that they claim Meghan bullied. First, she was only there for 2 years. I just don't really see how she could have bullied anyone. She didn't have time to get adjusted. So, before realizing that the system wasn't going to work for her. Then, as far as at least I have read, there are no the bullying claims surfaced against Meghan right before the Oprah interview. And that's like convenience smear tactic, right? To discredit the source that's raising, serious concerns about the racism and backlash she faced in the royal family. Then there are also her lifelong friends like Abigail Spencer, who worked on the Suits show with her and said, nothing but great things about her. There are workplace conflicts in every single environment. That's not the problem. But the main thing is, she had a successful show, Suits. Everyone's, said great things about her. There's no concrete proof that Meghan's alleged behavior was any worse than any of other public figures. If there was any, why is she being singled out? Plus, the royal family has been known to have, strict structures and difficult work environments. Kate and William have been, dubbed as difficult to work with. One of the social media posts discussion that I saw called them the Macbeths. They want somebody with low ego and high emotional intelligence. That basically means that they want somebody to scapegoat. They have almost too much staff. They cannot find a chief of staff because they are just impossible to work with. They are adults that throw tantrums. So I think the tabloids are essentially covering for Kate and William and providing a gaslighting view of who they are and projecting that on Meghan and Harry, who are authentically living a purposeful life. So I don't really think that she's a bully. I don't really think that there was any bullying whatsoever in the royal family. What happened is that Meghan is really pretty and she's very popular. We all saw what they did to Diana. So Meghan just basically had that. The only difference is that Meghan was actually able to leave with Harry. I again maintain I cannot believe Meghan married Harry. I just don't really see the benefit to her from that relationship, and I conclude that she must love him. And then this segment, Nana Akua also claims that Meghan and Harry are hypocrites when it comes to mental health. It's not only misleading, it's dangerous. Meghan struggled with suicidal thoughts while she was a part of the royal family. She sought help and was denied support from the institution. Instead of being met with compassion, she was vilified. Is Nana suggesting that someone who has experienced mental health struggles should be discredited entirely? Plus, both Harry and Meghan have been on the forefront of several mental health initiatives with Better Up, mental health awareness for our veterans and youth, therapy, self care, breaking generational trauma. Sure, I think Meghan's workplace is perfect. I don't really think that she did anything wrong. What the royal family did was, a classic example of moving the goalposts. Mental health advocacy isn't about perfection, it's about awareness and action. So I think that Meghan and Harry, are true to themselves. They believe in, they walk their talk. And then recently, honestly, they the media started attacking Harry and Meghan for helping. They call it disaster tourism. Plus, I mean, this just doesn't even make sense. They were visiting LA wildfire victims. Nana claims this was disaster tourism, accusing them of using tragedy for PR. But here's what she won't tell you. Meghan personally supported victims, including a 15-year-old girl who lost everything, actually her shirt, from Billie Eilish, was left in the dryer and the house burnt down. And I can understand, like, Billie is a phenomenal talent. Her song "Birds of a Feather" is such a beautiful song. I've heard it nonstop, and all her songs are so different. They speak about different things. I really like the variety of Billie's music, the emotion, and how much she's able to convey, and how hauntingly beautiful her voice is. So I think "Birds of a Feather," flock together or stick together, I suppose, quoting Billie's song. And I think that Adam and Bihati also helped. Just as a background, Adam and Bihati have had marriage trouble. Adam was cheating on Bihati. So it's really nice that they came together to help someone and hope it builds their marriage. Always does that when you do, a common project together. Harry has his Invictus Games. Then they also talk about how Meghan has no friends, how she's so toxic. This is Kevin Sullivan. But Meghan just recently went to Jessica Alba's birthday party, that she hosted for Kerry Washington. There were beautiful photos there. As I mentioned earlier, Abigail Spencer had amazing things to say. I think Meghan is doing fine. I think Meghan is doing better than they hoped. And that's actually the problem, that she escaped. She left. They didn't want her to leave. They wanted her to suffer like Diana did when Harry said, "Hey, no, this is not going to work out for my wife," and they left. But that's actually the part that always confuses me. So if they have left, they are so irrelevant. If they have nothing to add to the discussion, why are you still chasing them? I just really think that the royal family did badly with Harry and Meghan. They should have supported them. They should have given them salary and tons of money to modernize the monarchy. They would have had great events together, great photo ops, and led a relatively meaningful, impactful life. But their racism got the better of them. And the other part that also actually riles me is the comparison between Kate Middleton and Meghan. You know, no matter what, both are mothers, they have children. Maybe that's the most Kate can do. And to compare her to other people is not fair. And I'll talk about that later. So it's not about Meghan or Kate or comparing them or anything else like that. I think a part of that narrative is whether Meghan is better than Kate, and that's not fair to Kate. So this whole thing about, pitting one woman or one couple against the other, it doesn't really help anyone except these, Nana Akuas of the world who have nothing, have no talent, and have chosen to spend 8 minutes attacking a woman they don't know. So in any event, I will, record another post about Kate and Meghan in a separate segment. But this is our rebuttal of Nana Akua's 8 minutes. Please be critical of the media you hear. Thanks.